So it was, boy, it was like Kismet. I was looking to leave the West Coast and get back to New York State. My brother happened to live in Rochester, New York, and said, "You should move to Rochester." And I was like, "What am I going to do in Rochester, New York?" Because I really didn't know anything about it except that he liked living there. Uh, but then, I go online, and the University of Rochester is looking for an infection preventionist. So again, my lucky star came up, and Anne-Marie Pettis is looking for an infection preventionist to come there. And actually, when I first got to the U of R, I wasn't the manager. I was hired in as a infection preventionist. So I was working under the manager at the time, who was a great IP, and Anne-Marie Pettis was the director for the U of R system. And I was there 1 year, and because of a lot of crazy experiences, most of the department went in different directions. And as I said, I had been a school nurse, but when I went to U of R, I, did my basic IP work for the first year, and then now the manager position is available. And so I applied for that, and Anne Marie put me in that role, and I was the manager for the U of R program for an additional 5 years. And then I was recruited to the health system across town, Rochester Regional Health. So in 2016, I finally bid adieu to U of R, came across town, and was hired in as a system director, which again, we talked about going from a smaller hospital, Wake Medical, to Duke. The difference in going from one or two hospitals to being over a system that's not just 8 acute care hospitals, but also 5 long-term care facilities, and not to mention the 500 ambulatory sites. So the scope really changes, and the work of an infection preventionist changes when you're sitting in that position versus when you're at the desk trying to resolve CLABSI in your ICU.